All right, Dragon, here's your semester review. First problem deals with perimeter. It says that the perimeter of the pentagon is double the perimeter of the triangle. What is the length of the pentagon? As you work this problem, what you need to do is you need to realize this sentence is true. The pentagon is double the triangle. So if we put this in equation language, the pentagon is equal to 2 triangle when we're talking about perimeter. So if we go around each of these and add up all the sides, that's what I did over here on the left, that's the pentagon. Look at your paper, these are all the pentagon sides. And over here I have 2, and then I did the triangle perimeter. And now I go through and I'm going to collect like terms. I take everything that's underlined once and combine that together. Everything that's underlined twice, I'm going to do the same thing. If I do that, I get this. Now I'm going to distribute, and I get this. 2 times 6x is 12x, 2 times 8 is 16. Continue on to solving. I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides to create 4x minus 12 equals 16. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. 4x equals 28. And finally divide by the coefficient of 4 and get x equals 7. Now that's not the answer. It might be a distractor answer. Don't fall for it. Remember the pentagon. If you go back up to the very part of this problem and look at the pentagon perimeter, that was 16x minus 12. So if I plug in what x is equal to, in this case 7, into the x, I get 16 times 7 minus 12 equals 100. The answer is C. Problem number 2. It's talking about on-the-go phone company. Here's the equation. We have to solve for m. So we write down the equation. We get the variables on both sides. I'm going to subtract 0.05 m from both sides. And that gives me 0.10 m equals 40. And I'm going to divide both sides by the coefficient of 0.10. Pick up the calculator. 40 divided by 0.10. The answer is 400 minutes. The next problem deals with an inequality. There it is right there. It's got a word story problem with it, but this is really what you need to start with right here. So we're solving this right here. So we'll write down the problem. I'm going to move the x's to the left. Some of you may move it to the right. It doesn't matter. It'll turn out the same. So I do that, and I get negative 10x plus 120 is less than 100. Move the 120 to the other side with a 0 pair. And now I have this. I'm going to divide by a negative. What do we do when we divide by a negative? We switch the symbol from less than to greater than. All right? So which one of the answers makes sense? Answer D. Because if I plug in a 2 into my inequality, this is the only one that doesn't work. All the other answer choices make sense. All right, 4, 5, and 6, we're just going to use this particular graph, if I can find something to write with. I thought I brought it over here. Here we go, the x-intercept, which is not true. All right, the x-intercept is 6, 0. That is 6, 0. That one is true, so we're not going to circle that one because we want not true. After the second presentation, there were 100 cookies, 2, 100 cookies left. It looks like there was 120 left after the second presentation. So I think that one's it, but I'm just going to double check the other ones. After the fourth presentation, there were 60. That one is true. The y-intercept is 0, 180. That's true. Yep, it's B. Problem number 5. We have this picture right here. We're answering questions 5 and 6. When the rocket reaches a height of 255, what attribute on the graph is present? 255 is this point right here at the very top. Remember what we call that? That's the maximum vertex. Okay, so let's see which one of these. Is it the initial value? No, the initial value is the y-intercept. It's not that one. Maximum value, yes. It's the y-intercept. No, that's the y-intercept. The x-intercept is over here. It is B, the maximum value. Still looking at this picture, which statement is true? The range is all real numbers. Remember range, Dix-Rody range is the y values. All right, so if we're looking at the y values, the range is all real numbers greater than or equal to 0. So if we're looking on the y-axis, all numbers greater than or equal to 0, that means it goes up forever. Well, there's a maximum value here. So we got to look for a maximum and a minimum value because it starts down here at 0 and it maxes out at 255. Oh, looks like B is what we want. All right, number 7, we're given this picture right here. It says write an equation, best describes the relationship. So guess what we're going to need? We're going to need a slope and we're going to need a y-intercept. Well, guess what that point is right there? That's the y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 40. And if we do a rise over run, looks like we're going down 40 and right 8. Down is negative 40. Right is positive 8. So, by gathering that information from the graph, we're going down 40 and right 8. My slope is negative 5. Looking at the picture, my y-intercept is 40. And hey, we have a slope and intercept. How about y equals mx plus b? Oops, I'm sorry. Went to the next problem here. So, y equals mx plus b. So what we're going to do is y equals negative 5x plus 40 for that one. It says write an equation, doesn't say what form, so we're just going to go with that one because it's easiest. All right, number 8, we have the guy selling ball caps and spending $175 on advertising to get his business, and we want an equation. So if we start with y equals mx plus b, the initial cost he spends $175 on advertising, so that's going to be minus $175. The slope is the rate of change. The unit rate, $35 for 5 hat means it's $7 per hat, so 7 is my slope or rate of change. We just do that right there, and we have a function 7x minus 175. I notice on that problem they want us to do p of h. Okay, so everywhere we see our x, we'll change it to an h. And there's our function notation according to the way they want it. Okay. Problem number 9. We are looking at this, and we're being asked for different things. So the slope on this one looks like if we start and do the gigantic slope triangle, we'll go down 2,000 and we'll go right 16. Down 2,000 is negative, right 16 is a positive. Divide that out, my slopes is going to be a negative 125. The y-intercept, by simple observation, is 0, 2,000. Piece that together, we got the slope and the y-intercept. We'll make my equation of y equals negative 125x plus 2,000. The 0 is the x-intercept, so I look right there. The x-intercept is going to be 16, 0. How many yards did Cheryl have left to walk after 10 minutes? So go to your graph at 10 minutes. Go directly up to the line. When you hit the line, take a left until you hit the y-axis. What number is that? That is 7. Oh, I'm sorry. That's after 10 minutes. How many yards did she have left to walk? Yeah, she had 750. I'm sorry. Thought I was reading it backwards. All right. And number 10, the 0 again is the x-intercept. Where does it cross the x-axis? It crosses the x-axis right there at -1. The 0 is -1.